Today is not a good day. The bees are here. They've only been here for a couple of days and they are already under attack. If they've been overrun in just 1 or 2 days, that is going to really make me mad. No, I did not have an accident, but it looks that way.
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella shit.
Good morning, everybody. It's Brent from Beekeeping in Paradise here, and I'm just loading up the bee-mobile in the background there because I have to head out to the farm. Today is not a good day. The bees are here. They've only been here for a couple of days and they are already under attack. So today we have a problem to deal with already, and I have to get out there and use some creativity to try to understand what's going on and to see if I can mitigate this problem. You know me, I'm not into drama, I'm not into clickbait, I'm not into overstating my issues, but this is a problem. And I was out at the farm yesterday expecting to see happy bees on their very first full day of activity, but that was not what I found. So let's go out to the farm and see what's going on. You can see around me, we've made it to the farm, and I got my little goodie bag with me. I got a bucket, and we're headed out to the bee yard. Now, let's see, just to recap, the bees got here Sunday, and today is Wednesday. So we got them installed on Sunday late morning. Then Monday I did not come out here. I gave them a day to adjust and to be quiet and adapt to their surroundings and their, you know, after their stressful period of travel. And then yesterday came out just to check on their progress, make sure everything was okay, everything was settled, and discovered that the bees in at least one hive were already under assault. And they, like me, in one of my previous videos, they're under assault from ants. Now, back in the United States, I've had ants in my hive before. It's not a problem. The bees take care of it, and usually the ants are just looking for a little bit of sugar. But these ants, these are ants of a different flavor. These ants were on the attack. I don't know if you remember, but there were, back in the 70s, there were a lot of movies and stuff about army ants and, you know, things like that. I'm just moving my fence post out of the way so I have access here. And, yeah. But anyway, these were reminiscent of what you would see in one of those horror movies with the ants, where they just cover people and, you know, you don't see anything but a mound of quivering black moving over a person who just died. Anyway, you know, cheap Saturday morning horror films. But that's kind of what I found here yesterday, and they're still here. I can see ants all over this hive, and now they're attacking this one, and see. These seem okay. I don't see any ants on this side. And it just started to drizzle. So, of course, I come out here, it starts raining. So, for everybody who subscribes to the idea of you don't go and check your bees in the rain, you don't go if it's a cloudy day, you leave them alone. Well, sometimes you just don't have any other option. Especially in this tropical climate. It was sunny an hour ago, and now it's raining, but it's still pretty sunny. So I don't know how long this is going to last. Hopefully not very long. Doesn't seem to be bothering the bees. It's not raining hard enough yet to bring them all home. But anyway, let's get set up. I brought a smoker, and I brought a few things that I think might just help with this situation. So let's see if it works. Because these are both of our Italian queens. These are the Italian bees. And you can see how many bees are outside on the landing board, and they are playing defense. And oh, I hope it's not too late. I mean, what a shame if they've been overrun. If they've been overrun in just 1 or 2 days, that is going to really make me mad. All right, so you can see I put my veil on. I lit the smoker best I could with some coconut husks and a little piece of paper. Smoker has still been a challenge. So, ants are on me. Okay, I just removed the strap and got the concrete blocks off of here, and I gave them a little smoke, and things are not as active in here as I would have hoped. I'm afraid there's probably been some losses in this hive. Our numbers are probably going down, but what I'm hopeful of is that the ants have not penetrated the hive. If they're only attacking on the outside, I may still have a chance to rescue this, but this is my plan. Let's shrink this down. Now, this is what I've got up my sleeve. I went out to the store last night and I bought these shallow baking dishes. They're big enough to put underneath my hive, one in the front and one in the back. And then, smoke. I got these taller baking dishes. I'm going to put these upside down, and the hive will go on here. This makes basically an island, and then I'll fill the first baking dish with water, and hopefully that will keep the ants away from the hive. It works at home when we do that with our fruits and vegetables and bread that we keep on the table. So let's hope that it works out here as a defense against these ants. So let me just set this up, and I'll probably go into fast forward time-lapse mode, and we'll see if this works. Come back here. This is going to mean that I'm going to have to come back tomorrow and check it. I don't wear gloves for beekeeping, but I do for ant keeping. I don't need the ants biting my hands and then having me drop a beehive. That would be the worst case scenario. So I'm not afraid of the bees, I'm afraid of the ants. I didn't realize there was a big giant hole in my bucket. I scooped up the bucket full of water, pulled it out of the creek, and it proceeded to dump itself from the bottom all down my pants. So, no, I did not have an accident, but it looks that way. But anyway, here you can see I've got my pan on top of a pan, an inverted pan inside of another pan, and it's filled with water. So, come around this way. The bees are still oriented to the same location. Raising up their entrance by a couple of inches isn't going to make a difference. Now, if they can clean those remaining ants out of there, they might have a fighting chance. The bees will appreciate the water too, but I need to brush those ants off. They're attacking and killing the bees. Alright, so that's one hive done. Now, I'll do the same to the other 4. So let's see how we did. Already, thank you, Noidigoi. Noidigoi came through with a couple gallon jugs of water, helped me or saved me a few trips with my broken bucket. So, oh, that helped. He came just in the nick of time, as always. My hero, coming to the rescue. So, and then he helped me with these last 3 hive stands as well. So we've been able to get both pans under all 5 of these, and they're filled with water, so they are reasonably level. We've got the concrete blocks back up on top. I did check them with the level. They're level side to side this way, and they are still tilted to the front so that if any water gets in from the rain, it'll drain out and go back into those trays. So I would say that already in just a few short minutes, these bees look so much less stressed. Look at this, they're cleaning up the last of the ants that are bothering them. There's still some ants on the box, and they are totally confused. Like, how did we get here? How did we get so stranded? Well, their goose is cooked. They'll probably cook in the sun unless they go inside that hollow block, but they have nowhere to run at this point. But this is so weird. This is what, the one thing I'm worried about is, are the ants actually going to learn to swim or make a bridge? So far it doesn't seem that way, but I'm gonna have to come out here more often than I expected. My anticipation was that, or my thought was that I'd be out here 1 to 2 times a week, checking on the bees, making sure they're making progress, and my gosh, I'm totally drenched. See if they're making progress, and just to check on their health. But now, being under attack by the ants, and having a makeshift solution without resorting to chemicals. I don't want to resort to chemicals if I don't have to. But if this works, then I'll be happy. I do think I'm going to need to get some bigger inner pans though. These I thought were going to be just about right, and they turn out to be about 2 inches short. So if I can go back to the store and find longer ones, then I'll upgrade, and I'll have 10 new pans to make leche-flan in. Not that I ever anticipate needing to make that much, but so the bees seem happy enough at this point. Their demeanor has changed. They seem less stressed at the door. They've commenced flying and foraging. I see pollen coming in, which is really positive. When I came out here yesterday, that's really all I wanted to check on. That's why I didn't even bring the camera with me, was I just wanted to see if they were bringing in pollen. You cannot see them bringing in nectar. They suck in the nectar from the flower, and it goes into their honey crop, which is a secondary non-digestive stomach. And it's just a vessel to carry liquid, but it's internal, and it does not feed into their digestive system. It does pass through their mouth, but it goes into this, it's called a honey crop, and it's just a storage tank inside their body. And then they get back to the hive and they pass that off many times to many different bees before it ends up in a cell. And it's that process of handing it off, giving it to another bee. It sucks it in, transfers it, gives it to another bee. Every time it does that, enzymes are deposited in that nectar, and it's those enzymes that will transform the nectar into honey and give it its flavor. So, and also add its health benefits. So I wasn't really planning on making a video until later in the week, but when I saw this emergency pop up, I knew I had to get it on film. So just take a look. I don't know if you can see them, but there's much more activity in the air. It seems like the stress has been relieved. They were all just on the front door, and now they're actually starting to bring in pollen again. So that's good. There's some ants, but like I said, those ants are stranded, and those ants do not at this point outnumber the bees. Before, the ants outnumbered the bees, and they were taking them down in droves. Those over there seem to be doing okay. They were also starting to be under attack, They were in a very defensive position, not towards me, but in general, to defend their entrance. Then back here, with the two buckfast and the Caucasian colony, they were being harassed, not attacked, but harassed by small black ants. And since I've put since Degoy and I put these pans in here, I don't even see the ants on the hive stand anymore. I saw them. They were walking along the wood, then they would walk up the side of the hive, and they were trying to get inside. Now these were itty-bitty microscopic little ants. They could not cause a problem, but they would just be a nuisance. And sometimes your hive will be grumpy, and you don't know why. And it's because they didn't get any rest last night. They had to defend the hive all night long from ants. So I was half expecting grumpy bees when I got here today. I'll tell you what, these bees do. These bees are also enjoying having a water source right outside the front door. I see a few of them dipping in, picking up a drink, and then flying in. But that could also have something to do with their entrance has been raised up by about 2 inches. So they're figuring it out, and I'm sure they will appreciate that. So yeah, no more black ants over here on the Caucasian or buckfast colonies. The ants, Degoy is smashing the remainder of the ants on those hives. But the whole ground yesterday, I'm telling you, and I can see them here in the day, in the sunlight. You can see the teeny tiny little black ants crawling around. These are not the big ones that were attacking the other hives. These were the annoying ones that were attacking the buckfast and Caucasians. But the entire ground over here was just shimmering from these ants yesterday, and it was really bothersome. And they were taking the bees down. Thanks, Degoy. Good job. So all right, so I think that about wraps up this video for today. I had a hard time sleeping last night because of what I knew was going on over here, and I knew the potential ramifications. Hopefully we caught it early enough and this situation will be rectified and that the bees will be able to bounce back. I do know that that one Italian colony, it lost some numbers. Those ants just swarm on an individual bee and they weigh it down, and then it would just fall to the ground and bite it. And even if the bee could shake off a few ants, it didn't have a chance. It couldn't fly at that point. And then as soon as it would touch the ground, it would try and take off. It would climb up to a tall piece of grass, and as soon as it would try to take off, it would just fall down again, and the ants would be right on top of it one more time. So I don't know how many bees I lost. There's not a pile of dead bees at the front door, but that many ants, they could carry the bees off. Bees don't weigh very much, and we all know that ants can carry a tremendous weight, especially when they're working together. Like I said, that's about it. Today was unexpected. I didn't expect to have a video out today, but that was an emergency and it needed to be taken care of quickly. I knew this was something that I could either handle by myself, or I knew that Degoy would probably be around to give me a hand, and I'm glad that he was. I was able to do it, but it was so much nicer, so much easier with a second pair of hands. And this guy's a beast. He won't wear a bee veil. So we may have a future professional beekeeper here. All right, almost no more ants. Hopefully they have a lot less stress. hopefully I'll have a lot less stress, as these past couple of days have been rough.